Aloha, y'all. It is Friday, Freya's Day, Freya, the Venus equivalent of the Nordic pantheon. It is the 16th of May, Friday, Freya's Day, and it is also a Venus ruled day esoterically, so a little synchronicity there. The cards I pulled, I should say the Sun is in Taurus, the Moon is in Capricorn, but the astrology I'll reference as I go along. The cards I pulled: the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Friday wild card is the Fairy Oracle card, Death. I'm going to probably be touching my screen a lot because seemingly it's not going to stay awake on its own. So you'll see me doing this a lot because it's fallen asleep on its own. But of course, so the card of the day is the Four of Wands. If you are a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or an Sagittarius, you are a wand. So it's the fire of action, right? And it is as follows: setting the stage for celebration, communicating and building your pillars of relationship, achieving a beautiful balance, right? We're trying to ground and beautify Sun and Taurus, Mercury and Taurus, but we're also trying to achieve and polish and perfect Moon and Capricorn. What? Our actions as a self, Mars and Leo, and our place in this world, in the dream of Indra's net, North Node in Pisces, Saturn conjunct. So the Four of Wands on page 108, which is the number of mala beads on a Buddhist prayer necklace. If you didn't know, now you know. I enroll others in the strength of my vision, right? I've got a vision and I'm going to make moves and make accomplishments towards the top of my pyramid, Moon and Capricorn, but I'm going to use myself and others in my dynamic relationship with those other entities, Jupiter and Gemini. The Four of Wands is about creating empowering and potentializing relationships and establishing strong physical and emotional foundations upon which to build a life. Sun and Taurus, Moon and Capricorn. In the card artwork, a futuristic couple walk hand in hand across a walkway. At their feet, we can notice a crack in the structure which indicates they are together, but there is a space in their togetherness. It's all, we're separate, but also together. It's a paradox, Jupiter and Gemini. The Four of Wands representing the four pillars of life: relationship slash love, body slash physical, purposeful work, and spiritual development, float on either side of the couple. It can be said that your life is as strong as your weakest pillar. Some Moon and Capricorn truth here. Therefore, the ultimate key is to achieve balance, harmony, right? Beauty. Sun and Taurus, Mercury and Taurus, Jupiter and Gemini. How do we balance both sides of the equation? Masculine and feminine, Ida Pingala, Shiva Shakti, yin and yang, right? Both and. Building the pillar of relationships, for example, means that you have people in your life who recognize and perhaps even identify with your talents, gifts, and potential. They help you create the conditions for honesty, acknowledging your strengths, and assisting you in seeing and addressing your weaknesses, Chiron and Aries, like where's your weak spots. Giving feedback, as difficult as that can be, is a way that helps you evolve. The physical pillar is concerned with health, right? Like our body, our temple, how we nourish it, how we support it, in the material, Sun and Taurus, Moon and Capricorn. The physical pillar is concerned with health, your positive, life-affirming connection to your body, Mars and Leo, like how you relate to yourself in actions. The sacred vessel which carries you through life. It not only is concerned with the ways you give it nourishment and sustenance, but the activities that enliven and build its healing power and strength. It too addresses the physical environment of your home, which provides the sanctuary in which to rest, nurture, and reinvigorate yourself with life. We've got to go. It's like a vampire. They've got to go to their casket or whatever and sleep during the day. We've got to take care of ourselves and do what we need to do for ourselves. The purposeful work pillar, Moon and Capricorn, is built on shaping and purposefully using your talents and abilities in the cause of something to not only inspire and empower you, Mars and Leo, but inspire and enliven others, Jupiter and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, retrograding, trining Uranus. In return, receiving money, Moon and Capricorn, and resources, Sun and Taurus, to further sustain and develop your gifts, Venus and Aries. How are you shining? What do you got to bring to the table? Kind of vibes, Mars and Leo. The final spiritual pillar is created and built through the knowledge, discipline, and commitment to conscious spiritual practices, North Node in Pisces conjunct Saturn in Pisces, such as meditation, prayer, journeying, i.e. tripping, that's why there's psychedelic mushrooms down there, and the sacred arts. If we become over-invested in one area, the structure becomes unstable, right? If one of these is distorted, it's not going to be a sacred geometry. If that is bigger and it's like the pattern is distorted, it's fine in a way, but it's like not perfect, quote unquote, right? We're looking for perfection, Moon and Capricorn, Sun and Taurus. So when one is distorted and it's not working, it's problematic, right? In the artwork, the couple are looking intently at one another, communicating a deep relationship, commitment, and togetherness. Behind them, we see a tall building with golden flowers of life geometry rising up the middle, denoting the power of creation and the rich interconnectedness of life. The imposing architectural structure they are walking from tells us the relationship is backed by the power of something established, Moon in Capricorn, Sun in Taurus. We are witnessing a marriage or a ceremony of union, togetherness, Jupiter and Gemini. Their relationship has been witnessed. The Four of Wands is inviting you to look at the structure, Moon in Capricorn, Sun in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus, structure of your life as a whole. North Node in Pisces, can you see the big picture? Practically all of us have pillars or aspects of how we live that are weaker, compromising the integrity of what we wish to build. What pillar of your life needs care and attention? This card points to the possibility of achieving a beautiful balance, steadily working away at each aspect of your life, sharing your experiences with those you love and respect, enrolling the others with your vision, and having yourself inspire them to live theirs, their best life. All right, that's what we're kind of all doing here. Setting the stage for celebration, communicating and building your pillars of relationship, and achieving a beautiful balance. What a great card. The clarifiers, the next card, Five of Wands, and 45 is Michael Jordan's number, so we're going for, victory here. On page 110, Five of Wands, once again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you're a wand. I am alert and sharp to all the challenges and conflicts. We're awake and aware, Venus in Aries, Neptune in Aries, Chiron in Aries, to the challenges we ourselves face in our actions in the real world, Mars and Leo. Like, how are we battling out here? Who are we battling and why? Five of Wands, competitive nature, locked in a battle of wits, keeping a rigid structure, testing your ideas out. What happens, the shadow of the Moon in Capricorn, Sun in Taurus, if we keep a rigid structure, we don't allow for much growth. Simultaneously, if we're chopping up a diamond, and it's like a diamond in the rough kind of thing, it's valuable or whatever, but when you start cutting facets into it and it's reflecting light, it's beautiful. And if those facets are not exactly symmetrical or whatever, the light refraction isn't going to work. There's diversity, right? I've got a head of a lion and the tail of a scorpion and the goat horns and all this stuff, goat hooves. So it's like you're going to have many parts to yourself, spiritual, mental, all these elements. But at the same time, like, are you overstressing one or the other? Are you stinging everybody and never shouting your truth? Are you running away from problems and holding your ground? Or are you, see what I mean? Like, how are we balanced? Like the sacred geometry back there. So the last card, Frigg, Friday's Day, Fairy Oracle card. A lot of alliteration here. And we've got Death, number 53, which is Herbie the Lovebug's number, ironically. And this is on page 153. So a whole lot of 53s coming in hot. And Death. Pluto in retrograde, Aquarius, trining Uranus and Taurus. Death, natural, timely endings, release, and liberation. Scary, huh? Before you panic, let's remember that if it were not for Death and her hard work, we would all be up to our ears in alligators, mayflies, and each other, just about everything else. Without her to clear the world, there would be no room for growth or new life. This applies to all the realms. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and other, right? All the facets. All the parts, even if they're very different parts. Chimera. 4 and 5 of Wands. So, something has reached a natural ending, and there is substantial and irrevocable change in the works. This may be inner and outer, or both, most likely. It is timely and natural, but there may be much resistance to it, right? The shadow of Sun in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus, and Moon in Capricorn is like, I don't want to. Leaves fall every autumn. In the spring, the trees are green again with new leaves. There's a season for everything, Ecclesiastes. Make room for the new in your life. Let the old go lovingly, gently, and willingly. So I think the idea here is, let's see where we're out of balance. All right, it might take some psychedelic, mind-blowing moments to get us to go, hey, I'm so spiritual. All I do is say Om and balance my chakras, and I'm a vegan, but I don't know how to communicate my needs to my partner, and I'm eating potato chips and watching Netflix soap operas every day. It's like, where are we out of balance? Right? Oh my gosh, I'm so good with people, but I don't know who I am. Oh my gosh, I know everything about myself, but I don't know how to be a partner. That kind of stuff. We're in competition with ourselves. We're sharpening and refining the different aspects of our lives to be the best version of ourselves so that we can be the best version in the whole, the one and the all in the one, right? And that's going to take some transformation, some death. She's got this dark magic ball. She doesn't know where it's going. It's a mystery. And that's what we fear. We fear not knowing where things are going. But we're all walking each other home, so to speak. So enjoy the ride, polish your stone, be competing with yourself, and know that you're going to have to let go of things. You can't hold on to everything forever, infinitely. If you've enjoyed this, holler for a reading. I love giving them. People love getting them. It's $50 for an hour of cards, $150 for 3 hours of astrology. That is half off if it's your birthday. And if you get somebody to come to me for a reading, you get half off on cards yourself for a referral. Check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast. I was just a guest on a podcast last night, so I'll post the most recent TRH as well as that podcast I was on in the comments. and enjoy your Freya's day.